I think one of the things that obviously we're focusing very much on the person who has done the act.
Yeah.
But what we don't focus on is the impact of the person it's been done to. And when you have a young girl as 7 years old, you know, raped or sexually abused by someone, what does that child become later in life? You know, it does stain you, it does you traumatize you, and then what then becomes of you? So you have to be someone who tries your best to not live up to that. So later on, the likelihood is you'll end up with someone who abuses you anyway, because that's the style of love you understand.
Yes. So,
Very few people will act like, no, this is not how, but when there's a book called oh gosh, I've forgotten what it's called. People We're Attracted to. And it basically it's focused on relationships and the type of relationships that we have. But then it basically explains that the reason you like a certain type of person. So for example, you know, like you'll hear a woman going, me, I like the bad boys, you know. And the minute that that person dates a good guy, they're like, he's so boring.
soft.
Yeah, there's nothing there. The likelihood is she came from some kind of a family that was probably they shouted a lot, very aggressive. You know, you might have had a father who was, you know, stealing,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
You understand that lifestyle. So that's what you've learned is how a man should be in your life. And so you then perpetrate that in your life. But you think you're looking at it in a different way, but actually it's just the love that you learned. So the likelihood is when you've been abused, of course, you know, like you go through the trauma and everything, but when you now have to find love, it's very difficult to know how to judge what real love looks like.